Hello and happy Cinco de Mayo. Well, I'm actually not filming it on Cinco de Mayo, but the video is going to go up. And I am going to do a side-by-side comparison of two decks that are by one of my favorite deck creators. And just to kind of give you some kind of hint, if you've watched any of my other videos, you might recognize this deck. This is the Legacy of the Divine Tarot. I have it in order right now. It is by Ciro Marchetti. Sorry about the glare. I have crappy lighting in my room and I have my window open, so there we go. But this is my go-to deck, and I actually had to get a second copy because my first copy had an unfortunate accident. Did a video on that one too. And this was one of the two decks that I saw that was by Marchetti, and I absolutely fell in love with this one, and I fell in love with the other one. But the problem was the other one was out of print. Now, the only decks I have by Marchetti are tarot decks. I have the Legacy of the Divine. I also have this one. Sorry, I'm trying to see through the viewfinder. Tarot Grand Lux. And while I do really like this deck, give you an idea what it looks like. It doesn't give me the same feels that my Legacy of the Divine Tarot gives me. So, but still do love it. The other deck I saw was based on this deck here. Now, it wasn't this deck per se. This is the Gilded Tarot. And he had done another one, a different version of this deck. And Llewellyn, from the story I've read, did not want to replace this one with his new version. So he self-published the other one. And that's why it was out of print for so long. It is now back in print from Llewellyn. And that is, let's see, the Gilded Tarot Royale. I almost wet my pants when I saw this on Amazon. I really seriously did. It does come with a little white book, which has the basic meanings and some reversed meanings. And the nice thing is too, since I'm a hater of the Celtic Cross, these are the only two spreads you get. Sorry, light. A daily spread and a past, present, future spread. And yeah. So, but he wanted to improve on this one. Now, if I showed you, it's like if I showed you the box, you'd be like, oh, that's not the Gilded Tarot. My Gilded Tarot, sorry, you're not going to be able to see, came in this set, the Easy Tarot. And this is the handbook, which for a beginner works rather nicely. It has, you see, quite a bit of information. Doesn't give really reverse meanings, just some interpretations. And so, if you're a beginner and you get that Easy Tarot set that comes with the Gilded Tarot, yeah, you'll be fine. But his decks tend to be Rider-Waite-Smith based. Therefore, you really don't need any guidebook. Almost all the material online and in books published are based on that same system. So, let's just get an idea. I'm going to show you the Gilded Tarot. It's a standard, it's a little bit smaller than the standard size. This is a Rider-Waite-Smith card. So it's a little bit smaller, not much, about same width. Here is the Gilded Tarot Royale. Same crappy cardstock that Llewellyn is known for. It's slightly wider, you can tell, and it is bigger than the Gilded Tarot. One of the other things you'll notice is the backs are different, and you'll see that this one has a border, this one does not. So guess what? These cards are borderless. So let's flip them over and let's look at them. Now, I will say this, and when I get to the card, I will talk about more. There's a card in this deck that I had great issue with when I saw it, because I'm like, you're skipping the meaning. You're not getting it from the card. So why the hell? So here we go. We start with our full card. Now let me tell you something about the Gilded Tarot Royale. When it comes to you, the way it came to me, it went through the majors and then the suits, and then all the court cards were together. So it had all the pages, all the knights, then all at the very end. So I kind of put it in my own grouping. Here, let me pause. My nephew brought me a Play-Doh meatball. So, how sweet of him. But here we go. We start with our full card. See, I do really love this High Priestess. Is he coming back? Hold on. No, he's going to feed my dad something. Okay. Now, I'm going to say something about his Empress cards, because you have to. His Empress cards are absolutely beautiful. Probably my favorite Empress in the universe comes from the Legacy of the Divine Tarot. But the Grand Lux has an equally beautiful Empress. And so here we see very simple and then much more complex. You also see that the surroundings in each of the cards seem to be it's more scenic. There's more to it. And so you can really get into these cards. So the Emperor is a greater improvement. Ugh. It's like you look at these, they're almost flat, and here you have more dimension. You also have more movement. I'll try not to take forever. This one seems more lusty though, I have to admit. I think also too, he's been putting more diversity in decks. Yeah, see, this is just so flat. I don't know if I can get her up here. See that? Compared to that. Then we got our Hermit cards. Our wheel. Here we have the animals. Justice. My favorite card in any deck, the Death card. Temperance. Okay, so now we're going to get to the card that I have the issue with. Alright. Look at that devil. It's like, seriously, it's just a dude. But the first thing I noticed, because I opened the deck up and I want to make sure all the cards are there. So we go to that, and he included the people. They're kind of dancing to whatever the devil instructs them to do. So it's kind of what happens. Ew, look, there's a butt. Oh, there's a butt in that one too. Okay. Sorry for nudity if it offends you. Oh well. Oh, look at this. This is my first time actually looking at them side by side. That's just so much nicer. I do love the face though, I have to admit it. For any of those that hate a baby and a sun card, this is the deck for you. And here we had no animals, and here we have the animal symbolism. And then we start getting into the suits. See, much more scenic. Here it's very simple. It's one of the things I noticed. I mean, you do have the ship here. Oh, there's a deer running in front of my window. I think she lives in our yards. Oh, there are no bunnies. There's no bunnies. Where are the bunnies? There's one of my hairs. By the way, I shed like a dog, so sorry. We got our wands. There's another thing I'll say about his wand card. Here you just have this little touch of light, which I do like because it gives more, like, I don't know, passion to it. More energy. I do like my wands facing up or coming at you, which is the case with Tarot Grand Lux. I like that movement that I like to see in my Eight of Wands cards. But yeah, it's like these are just so, the original Gilded Tarot is just so flat. It's kind of interesting to see how he's grown as a tarot artist. And the swords. Look at the detail. That's lovely. Ooh. This almost reminds me of, what is it? The Sacred Heart of Jesus. I fell. That's my son. You have the rest. Oh man, those are like dead people. Well, I guess there's a dead person there too. There's just so much more detail in the Gilded Tarot Royale than we do see in the Gilded Tarot. I think honestly, if I was to make a recommendation, I would get the Royale for sure. See, there's much more sorrow on her face than you see on her face. Come on, focus, focus. I don't know if it focused. Sorry if it didn't. This, and with the sword cards, he is kind of going with a darker tone, not so vibrant, which you kind of see with the swords, because they tend to be kind of dismal, overthinking, getting caught in our own thoughts. See here, this Queen of Swords, she's almost happy here. She's much more stern. And a kitty. I'm so simple. I will give him this. When he does Cups cards, his chalices or whatever you want to call them, they are so beautiful. And you'll keep that through the whole thing. Oh, they're wearing little masks. See, again, much more scenic than the original. But I did like the squirrel. There's just so much more detail in the Royale than in the original. Oh, look at those cups. Beautiful. And here we see more of the images within them. We see with a lot of the Cups card, Seven of Cups cards. I know this is taking too long, huh? Ooh. Rainbow's more defined. God. The coloration on the Royale is just lush. It's gorgeous. Now in other decks he does, the knights aren't always on horses, so if horses are a thing, you have to have them, then these decks are for you. Almost look like she's pregnant. Oh, and she got puppies. Look at that, there's reflection. The dog's reflections are in the floor. That's a detail. And here, yes, your King of Cups should be sitting on the water. Here, just sitting on a throne. Oh, love that. The stag. Ah, there's the signature. Let me move this deck out of the way. Yeah, the Gilded Tarot, the original right here, just does seem very flat compared to the Royale. Oh, he kept the spider web. Spider web down here too. Much more regal. Here we're almost done. Getting more detail to the faces. Oh wow. And then we have our King of Pentacles. So by far, I think, if you're going to get a Gilded Tarot, either one, this is the one I would definitely go with. Just much more lush in color, much more detail, much more scenic. I think this is the better choice. I wish Llewellyn had listened to him early on, but you know, but if that's not what you like, then of course this is either one would be a great beginner deck. So that is just my showing off my Gilded Tarot Royale, because yay, so excited. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Much love and blessings. Bye.